Okay, welcome to second half of Talking Points on Splash FM here in the city of Ibadan. Okay, during the first half, we talked about the Splash FM 12th anniversary lecture and the 80th birthday of our founding chairman. I remember I played, copiously from the lecture delivered by Professor Tunji Olaokpa, titled Spirituality and Spiritual Capital as Factors in Nigeria's Post-Colonial Redemption. It was delivered yesterday at the International Conference Center. Okay. I remember that, I was trying to just take, extracts from the statements and postulations by the guest lecturer yesterday, Professor Olaokpa. It says that religion stands at the heart of Nigeria's predicament and its messy political and social history. He said that we are a country that acknowledges no heroes, a nation without myths and commonality. So if you are a nation that doesn't recognize heroes, even those who put themselves up, we tackle them and beat them to the ground. Then we would not have a myth and we would not have commonality. And the absence of myth and commonality confers upon us the lack of identity. We are a nation that glories in mediocrity, and we begin to fight even the talented, and then despite the fact that God had so blessed us as a nation, we neglect the blessing and go back repeatedly, perpetually to God for miracles. We have issues with the framework that, establishes or concretizes our nationality or our nationness or our Nigerianness as a people. The constitutional issues around the Lugadian contraption, a mere geographical expression, and statelessness by the perception of some people. I will be coming back to this lecture in a moment. Okay, so I have other businesses. Let's go to these businesses and I'll come back to that lecture much later on the program today. I have a guest who is going to be helping to deal with an issue, and that issue is what you call OGP for many people who are familiar with this expression in the civil society space. It is called Open Government Partnership. But my small research, I understand that this OGP is a multilateral initiative that was launched in 2011. Nigeria joined May 2016 and was confirmed by the OGP itself in July of 2016. So that's 3 years down the line as we speak. The essence is that Nigeria therefore adopted 4 main principles of the OGP: transparency, accountability, citizen participation, and the deployment of technology and innovation. Okay, so how far, how well have we traveled in this path? And that's what we're going to be bringing to the table this afternoon. My next guest is Uchenna Arisukwu. I hope I got that. Yes? Okay. Uchenna Arisukwu is Programs Coordinator, African Center for Leadership, Strategy and Development in Nigeria here, particularly Abuja. That's his place. Uchenna, welcome first of all to Ibadan.
Thank you very much.
Okay. You came to Ibadan when?
Okay, I've been here since Sunday.
Okay. So tell me about your perception of, okay, let's do the national first. Nigeria joined OGP, signed up for OGP in 2016, right? Or 2016, May 2016, and confirmed July 2016. How far have we traveled as a nation in this project, OGP?
Okay, thank you very much. Good afternoon, listeners and friends. First of all, I think we should look at what the OGP really is. Let's start from that. Let's lay that premise so that people will begin to understand where we're coming from. So OGP is the Open Government Partnership. Simply means to open up the governance process to make it accountable, transparent, and citizen-driven. Over time, the governance process has been kind of an exclusive preserve of some, where some people feel, okay, governance is about us, and we do what we want to do. But OGP is saying, no, we need to open up the process and bring in citizens' participation. Because really, governance is about the people. Democracy is defined as a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. So OGP is opening up that process and deepening citizens' engagement. Now, why did Nigerians sign up? When Muhammadu Buhari was campaigning in this the last time that he won, he said he was going to fight corruption to a standstill.
Yes.
Anti-corruption is one of his key agenda. And if you look at the nature of corruption, corruption thrives in opacity. Corruption thrives in secrecy, where things are done in secret attitude. That's where corruption thrives. So OGP is one of the avenues to fighting corruption by opening up that process, by taking the energy away from corruption. Corruption thrives in darkness. So OGP is bringing the light. In fact, last week in Abuja, we launched our documentary, we called it Up NEPA on the OGP. Why did we choose it Up NEPA? When light goes off, there's darkness.
Yes.
You can't do anything in your house. You can't press your clothes. You can't. Some people can't even cook. You can't charge your phone. But then light comes. People shout, "Up NEPA!" So there's euphoria in the air. There's hope. There's positivity. So OGP is bringing light back into the governance process in the country. So how far have we gone? So Nigeria joined in 2016, and when the country signs up, you're expected to develop your action plan, a national action plan you're going to work.
Yes.
Because OGP is voluntary, first of all.
Okay.
So when you elect to join the OGP, you are putting yourself up to achieve certain things.
Okay.
So that's why they are called commitment, the things you are committing to achieve by yourself.
Okay.
So your national action plan is looking at those commitments around issues in your locality. Look at issues that are domestic to you. What are the problems that you think OGP can help you solve? And OGP is, like you mentioned, is organized around 4 thematic areas: fiscal transparency, anti-corruption, access to information, and citizen engagement. So Nigeria came up with 14 commitments that we think can help us.
So we have an action plan, right?
Yes. In fact, the first one I just expired last week. We are in the process of doing the second national action plan. Every national action plan takes 2 years. But our first action plan took 2.5 years. Nigeria, we like to put jara in our things. So across the world, every normal national action plan takes 2 years. But ours took 2.5 years. Anyway, that's a different conversation. So we have those 14 commitments around those 4 thematic areas. We have commitment on open budgeting, tax transparency, asset recovery, and even your freedom of information.
Freedom of information.
That.
Okay.
So that we tend to want to achieve. These are the issues we think are pressing to the country that want OGP to help us solve.
Okay.
Now, OGP is looking for local solutions to local problems.
Okay.
Which means a national action plan of Nigeria should and must be different from the one of the USA.
Oh, yeah, definitely, yes.
Everybody has their
We
own
have different domestic issues, peculiarities.
In the USA, for example, unemployment rate is very, very low. Nigeria, we are looking at over 50-60%. So same as poverty and others. So if Nigeria is tackling poverty and corruption, USA will be looking at different things. Maybe environmental issues, cyclones,
maybe gun issues,
absolute crime and things like that. So OGP is looking for, look at your country. What are those issues that are the problems? How do you think OGP can help you solve? And remember, OGP is an international platform. We just got back from Canada 3 weeks ago for the Global Summit. About 100 countries were in attendance with 3,000 participants. So it's a big thing across the world. In fact, it's the hottest thing in the globe.
Okay, you said that it is voluntary.
Yes.
So Nigeria signed up voluntarily.
Absolutely.
So at the national level, how far have we followed up with our signing up of the Open Government Partnership?
Okay, so like I said, so when we signed up, the National Action Plan was drafted and submitted to the National Steering Committee in Paris, 2006. It was adopted. So we began implementation in 2017. And looking at the 2 years implementation, we can say we did very well in some parts. The 14 commitment, some did very well. For example, the open budget. You see, budget is not at the federal level. You can go to the portal and see the budget of the country, see line items, see the expenditure, see revenue.
Except the one for the National Assembly.
Well, we are also it's work in progress.
Okay.
So you should look at procurement now. If you go to the Nokopo portal, you can see who got what contract, at what rate, through what procedure and others.
Okay.
So it's work in progress.
So the government is more open than before.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, we are not where we used to be even though we're not where we want to be. So there's a traction.
So what about the subnational levels now? You just talked about the federal government.
Yes.
Let me talk about the states. For instance, how many? I was looking at a story somewhere. I'm going to find it. That story was 29 states. As of 2018, 29 states had not signed up for the open government partnership. So give me the current update.
Okay, yes. And incidentally, my position on the OGP National, I'm the Citizen Engagement co-chair. Because there are different working groups. So my job is to go around the country like this. So 10 states so far have signed up to the OGP in Nigeria. And I can list the states. There's Kaduna. Kaduna is number one.
Hold on. 10 states have signed up to OGP.
In Nigeria.
So you said Kaduna. Yes.
There's Kano. There's Niger. And the 4 states out of the 5 in Southeast. From Southeast. So I'm trying to announce that 4 out of 5
so you have signed up to Enugu, so right?
Enugu,
Ebonyi, right?
Anambra.
Okay, Anambra.
And Abia.
Okay, and Abia.
Incidentally, my native Imo have not signed up.
All right.
We are better than the Southwest. No state in the Southwest has signed up. Not a single state.
Not even Lagos.
States. Not even Lagos.
There was this campaign that budget was taken through the nation and through the cyber sphere. I think it was late last year, where they were insisting that governments in the Southwest particularly should put their state budgets on the internet. So you mean that one of the conditions of OGP is to make government information accessible, right?
Absolutely.
So what has happened why is it that states find it difficult to put their budget, which is supposed to be a public document, just like you have the Child Rights Act and the rest of them. A budget is a law, right? Debated by the assembly and signed into law by the executive. Why is it difficult to achieve that?
I think we should ask such states why it's difficult for them to put their.
So you did not mention Oyo State.
Oyo State has not signed up. I said no state in the Southwest has signed up. I wasn't kidding.
Oh, yes. Wow.
So in the South, we have 4 over 5. In the Northwest, so we have Jigawa, there's Kaduna, and there's Kano. So we have 3 over 7. And North Central, I think it's Niger for now. And which other region? Northeast. Okay, Adamawa just signed up. The previous government just signed up, so they are in the process of. And in the South too, only Edo. So South, Southwest, they are falling our hands in quotes. So
okay, so my own question now is what is wrong with OGP that will make it difficult for states to sign up? Or should I say, what is wrong with states that are finding it difficult to sign up to OGP?
Okay, I think there are a couple of factors. But first of all, let me put that on the table that there's nothing wrong with OGP. OGP is the next best thing that has happened to the world since after jollof rice. Nigerian jollof rice.
Okay,
so so one of the reasons why governments have not signed up, one, they are not aware.
Okay.
Some don't even know the process of the OGP, what the benefits are, what your states tend to gain from signing up to the OGP. So naturally, what you don't know, you don't want to sign in.
Okay.
And secondly, because OGP is, like I said, is voluntary. Nobody forces you to sign.
Nobody forces you, but it is to your advantage, right?
Yes, that's why they have to understand what the advantages are.
So
before
if you are more open, your credibility increases.
Absolutely.
People, have faith in you.
In fact, there's a World Bank grant now that states can access during the OGP. Close to $21 million.
Okay.
Yes. So part of the components, you must have open budget, you must have procurement and all that. But because you know the nature of Nigeria, some states, I don't want to, it's not an allegation, but I don't know how to put it. People don't want to be open for whatever reasons.
Okay, so let's bring this conversation to this juncture, which has to do with what can citizens or we the people do to make OGP democratic in Nigeria, to make every state in Nigeria, particularly the other 26 states that have not signed up, to see why they should.
Okay, first of all, it's advocacy.
Who does the advocacy?
Everybody. But advocacy, usually civil society's champion and human rights champion, that's an aspect of the job. Advocacy to government, to educate them. that there's this OGP, and this is what you stand to gain by joining the OGP. Secondly, citizens' education and empowerment. In fact, that should be number one. Because power is with the citizens. We have that right. We can vote in anybody. In fact, the office of the citizen is the most important office in the country.
Okay.
It's more important and more strategic than even the office of the president. Because it's the citizens that put the president there. And you can remove him if you want. You remove the president, the incumbent president 6 years ago. So citizens are key. So by the time you empower them and educate them about this OGP, they will now use that their collective power to impress upon government, this is what we want. Because government is a representative of the people, right?
Yes.
All House of Assembly, Federal House of Reps, Senate, President, they come from a constituency. They come to seek for a vote to represent you as a people. So you give them your mandate. That means they're answerable to you. That means you should tell them ordinarily what to do. So because the citizens do not even know much about this OGP, so they cannot exercise that mandate to be able to impress on their representative, this is what we want you to do. So that's why advocacy and enlightenment is going around the country for citizens to be empowered and educated on what this OGP is and what their roles are and how they can hold government to account. And that's one of the reasons we are going around the country doing rallies, doing radio programs like this, to educate people. This OGP is for the betterment of all, and this is how you can key in to make government. Because OGP you cannot get the gains of OGP in the state. The state still signs up, right? The country has signed up. We begin to enjoy some federal benefit. But for it to cascade down to the state must sign up, domesticate it, and government. And one very important thing and that's very beautiful about OGP is the co-creation component. Now, co-creation is that government and CSOs co-create the entire process from start to finish.
Okay.
Now, if you look at previous interventions, it's just government is doing their thing. You can bring in a sprinkle of civil society and be excited. And you are being, there's inclusion. OGP said no, it's 50-50 on the table.
Okay.
So if, for example, now, if Oyo State signs up, there's going to be a state steering committee. If it's going to be a 20-member steering committee, 10 must be government, 10 must be CSO.
Okay.
And in the leadership, there's no chairman and vice chairman. They are both co-chairs.
Okay.
That means if you want to hold a meeting today of the State Steering Committee, if one of the co-chair is not there, there's no quorum. In fact, if there are 20, there are 10, maybe there are 8 government, 6 CSO, that means there's no quorum. There must be equal number.
So the quorum must still be 50-50.
Equal number on the table, equal power, equal. So that, because CSOs have their own capacity, have their own capability, they have their own experience. Government have their own too. So by the time you bring these two together, you can have a beautiful. And there will also be some form of check and balance.
Okay. So one of those things that you talked about here is citizens' education and empowerment. And you also, talked about advocacy. I understand that the OGP movement, Open Government Partnership Movement in Oyo State, there's going to be a rally in Oyo State. What exactly is the essence of the rally? Why rally on OGP?
Yes, so it's part of this advocacy, education, empowerment, and information about the OGP. That rally is to bring people together from all walks of life. So in that rally, there's going to be the government, students, market women, physically challenged, religious people, everybody's going to be there. Okay. So listen to the gospel of the OGP, what the OGP is bringing to them, and that they can be a part of it, and that they can also engage government to sign up to the process. Now, the rally is also to prepare CSOs to build their capacity, because CSOs are the people who are in the front line engaging with government on behalf of the people, because they amplify the voice of the people.
All right.
So, and they have that access to the government because the government listens to them as co-partners, co-creators in the process. So CSOs will also their capacity will be built on. We have done a training last year through PLSI.
Yeah.
Yes, we brought CSOs together to train them because they have to understand what the process is.
Before you can advocate, you have to understand.
Understand it. So they understand it. So it's a further training for them. So when they are engaging government, from the point of knowledge.
Okay.
That this is what you have to do, this is what you stand to gain, and the process continues like that.
Okay, so Uchenna, tell me the detail of this rally. I might want to join.
Okay, so the rally is on Thursday, very early in the month, because we didn't want people to be in the sun. And we're actually bringing civil society partners from across the Southwest.
Okay.
So people are coming from Osun, from Ogun, from Lagos.
To prevail on the government to sign up.
No, to come and also share experience. When they go back,
educate us.
Yes.
Educate us, empower, and also share experience and information.
Absolutely. And also take message back to their own respective state governors that this is what will happen in Ibadan. There's an OGP process and you need to key in. So this rally is actually a zonal rally for the Southwest. So the 6 states will be in Ibadan to work that process out, get that information, get that training. So when people go back to Osun, we're already talking to Ekiti state government, we're already talking to Osun, their CSOs, they're working. So we are bringing them to Ibadan. There's going to be kind of capacity building for them too. So when they are going back with better messages.
Okay.
How to involve government. So we are bringing people on the street. There's going to be market women, students, everybody, labor union. We're going to be on the street of Ibadan, go around. There are information materials we're going to share for people so people can take home and understand what the OGP is. So we are going to generally spread the message of OGP in Ibadan.
So where are we converging?
Yes, Mapo Hall.
Okay.
Yes, Mapo Hall.
Thursday morning?
Yes, Thursday morning. We leave from there. The media is going to be there. We have
okay. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Everybody's going to be there. So we go around strategic places, share pamphlets, talk to people, educate people generally about. And we are working with the National Orientation Agency.
Okay.
Because the NOA at the federal level, we, Center LSD, because my office, African Center, the short name is Center LSD. We are co-chair. Remember I told you they are co-chairs.
Yeah, co-chair, 50-50, yes.
Yes. So we are co-chairing with NOA at the national level. So whatever we're doing around the country, we work with NOA.
National Orientation Agency will certainly be there.
Yes, because their critical role is mobilization.
Exactly.
That's what they do for a living. So they are going to, in fact, they have been doing the ones, and I must be on the table, the leadership of the NOA in the state, they're very efficient. They have been able to mobilize everybody. I've been around the country on this, but I've been so impressed with what has happened in Oyo State. Everything is ready before I
will now send you a message back to Imo State. I'll send you a message back to Imo State.
So I'm impressed. So NOA, we are working with NOA on this. We are co-creating this together.
Okay.
We're going to drive the process on that day to educate people and launching them and inform them about the OGP so they can take a message to wherever they have influence for OGP to work out.
Okay, so this OGP, we will be talking about it more and more and more on Talking Points. I'd like us to understand why we need to open government processes for the benefit of everybody. Thank you very much for coming. Uchenna Arisukwu is a Programs Coordinator, Africa Center for Leadership Strategy and Development. Once again, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for having me. God bless you.
All right, thank you very much. So it's Talking Points. I have commercial break. I'll be back. When I come back, I'll attend to the lecture. I was making reference to it, and basically, in this next part of the lecture I'm going to play, the lecturer explored the religious factors that hold Nigeria back and down. When we come back from this break, it's still Talking Points on Splash FM here in the city of Ibadan. Please don't go away.
Splash FM 105.5.